Hello, good morning. Welcome to Fibertown, episode 144, which is 12 times 12. Excuse me while I turn off my music. I have the shuffle on my iPhone and it just wanted to play me Mozart a lot this morning. So, hello. It is March 7th, 2016. I'm going to show you the top of my head, adjust my camera. How is everyone doing? I'm doing all right. I'm fresh from the shower. As I said, this is episode 144. It's a Monday morning, and that's a rare thing for me, but I feel like I have a lot to show you, and so I wanted to sit down and talk with you guys. Let's see. We have a winner to announce in just a moment, but first I want to go and let my dog out because now she's decided it's time to go outside. Let's see. So, a bunch of new folks said hello on the introductions thread, and that's always lovely. So the first one is D-Star P, and she lives in Alexandria, Virginia, which is excellent. Oh, I'm hovering over her profile, and it's not telling me her name. Okay, so she's been watching a while. Thank you so much for watching and for saying hello. She learned to crochet as a kid so she could emulate Laura Ingalls Wilder. I was a fan of all of those books as a child as well. And she just began knitting. She took a class this fall, and she loves the instant zen of knitting, but she's impatient to learn. So a lace Cowan worsted weight was her first FO. I love that. No fear. She quilts and she wants to learn how to spin, and she says she was jealous of the fiber campers. Yeah, it was fun. Then we have Bailey 2001, who is Jan, who is from Ohio, and she just started watching. Hi, Jan. She has 3 grown children who all live in Western New York, and she has 4 grandkids. Thank you so much for joining, Jan, and saying hello. And the last person we want to give a shout out today is Kitchen Witch 1960, who is Debbie, who lives in BC, Canada, British Columbia. She's been knitting for the past 22 years and just discovered the wonderful, wonderful world of spinning a year ago. Addicted to fiber. Yes, it is possible. She is addicted to fiber. And she's happy about it. So, excellent. She's watched a couple of the podcasts and is enjoying them. Thank you very, very much, Debbie, and everyone else who said hello. And Alice, why don't you stop scratching the door and come and eat some cheese? There you go, love. All right. Let's see. We have the winner of the Compassion Along to announce, and that was, oh gosh, was it number 94? I forgot what I think that's the number 94, and it was stitched by Mimi. Mimi, congratulations. Many congratulations to you. I have some amazing new bags for you to choose from as a giveaway. This is the first, this is who they're from. Oh goodness, I think so. I'll have to double check about that. Anyway, stitched by Mimi, you get to choose from these 2 amazing bags. Whichever one you like is yours. So this has these kind of zombie folks with a really cool ring for your stitch markers or whatever you like to put there. It's a beautiful turquoise zipper with these very cool beads. Lovely, very well constructed. I love the heft of this fabric in the inside. There's her card. The inside is an orange polka dot, just like the zipper pull. Not the zipper pull. It's got a very cute bottom. Look at that. How beautiful. So that's your first choice. Now the second choice is equally awesome. I am surrounded by stuff, so pardon me as I sort of decide where everything goes. Look at this bag. It's got a bit of a, I don't know, the gears kind of feel to it, steampunky, but not really. I love the tassel as a zipper pull. The interior is this golden yellow, and again, it's got this stand-up bottom. I'm going to fold that back down so I can mail it to you if you choose it. And then, look what she included. Okay, that was my mouse hitting the floor. Connection lost. Oh, goody. All right, as I was saying, look at that. She made and included scissors. Love it. Lori, this is adorable. Never seen anything quite like it. Very original. So that comes with this bag. That's the bag that comes with the scissors. The other one does not. The other one just comes with awesomeness. So tell me what you would like, and I will ship either bag to you. Now, Lori sent me a bag as well, and I will show you that later in Works in Progress. The bag that Lori does not choose will be for March's knit along, which is the new along. So, the new along, same rules apply as January and February. You may interpret this as you please. Craft related, please, and anything new. Could be a new fiber, a yarn, a new pattern, knitting for a new baby. I don't know, make it up, tell me. It's up to you. And I'm sure there are many ways to interpret it that I have not mentioned just now. So, some beautiful things in there already. Thank you for participating. So new is the word of the month for March because spring is almost here. And we are anticipating lovely temperatures in the 70s this week, which I believe is 20 in the 20s, Celsius, maybe 22, 23. So very excited, maybe even hotter. I don't know. Okay, I hope I can concentrate because my dog is scratching a lot at the door. I have two FOs. I'm going to talk about the one I'm wearing right now. This is Greenland Studio. It's the Scout Tee. Really great pattern. I haven't washed it yet, so these sleeves are still a bit poofy. That will settle down. This one settled down. The sleeves have a bit of a gather to them, so they can poof occasionally. But yes, I've had this fabric in my stash for a while. I'm not sure what I was going to do with it, but I've loved it for ages. I love the little tentacles coming off the neckline. This is Cotton and Steel. It's from their Tokyo Train Ride collection. And this is just a cotton. So, not as forgiving as, say, a double gauze in terms of in terms of stretch. So yeah, I lengthened this one a wee bit. And I basically wanted to get back into the practice of sewing before I touch my Liberty of London fabric. And this has a lot of mistakes, and I'm not ready to crack open that fabric and cut it and sew it. So, but I have an octopus shirt, so what could be better? I don't know. You know what's also good? A hat. A new sockhead hat out of Wool and Vine Volca. That's the MCN base, and this is the Dirty on Purpose colorway. And yeah, it's an awesome base, awesome colorway. It was pretty splitty for me, I will say. Maybe that was the needles I was using. I do adore the colors. And did I say it was 4 inches of ribbing and then 6 inches of stockinette before I started the decreases? So that's how I like my sockhead. And now I can't take it off because my hair is going to be crazy. That's it for FOs, folks. But I have a ton of other stuff to show you. A ton. Where shall I start? Probably by letting out my annoying dog. Alice? Okay. I'm going to absent myself for 1 minute. Let me play my music so you guys can be entertained while I just go step over there and open the door. Because I am that lazy, too lazy to edit anything. Okay, here we go. All right, baby. I'm back. I think this is my favorite Mozart piece. It's the Serenade in B flat, the Gran Partita Adagio. All right, let's talk about Works in Progress. Well, let me show you my Intuit knit bag. I love it. Can you see? It's called Walk the Dog. It's called Walk, which I'm glad she's outside now. She can't hear me say that. It's a box bag, and in it is my failed design, which I have not yet worked up the gumption to restart. It's not super failed. It's just there's been so much ripping. There has been so much ripping that just other stuff going on, I just had to put it away until I was in the right frame of mind. But this one has a very cool double zipper, 2 little pulls, and a really, really nice box shape. And, a toile, sort of a botanical toile in the inside. And yes, there's the yarn. So, first sort of work in progress. My second work in progress is one I've been knitting on a bunch this weekend. It is my sock blank sock, the first one. This is the one I did at Fiber Camp, and I wrote the word always on it. It's my Serious sock blank, Serious black. And I love the way the heel flap worked up. I think I like the bottom of how that's working out better than I do the top. So this is a 64 stitch sock. I did the leg on US 1.5s, 2.5 millimeters. But as I started the heel flap and below, I switched to a US 1. And I'm doing this magic loop. Both needles were Addi Sock Rockets. What's very funny about the Sock Rockets, the US 1 size, well, hang on, they're not even willing to say it's a US 1. If you go to a display of Addi needles, the US 1.5, it'll say 2.5 millimeters, US 1.5. Then if you go down to, skip below the US 1 and go to the 0 and the double aughts, it'll say what the millimeters are and then the US size. Addi doesn't even want to own up to what the US size of this is. This is a 2.25 millimeter, and then they have US blank, because there is a lot of discrepancy, I believe, in what people call US 1. I don't understand it, but there's a lot of inconsistency. So Addi just kind of leaves it blank, lets you decide. It's a US, US whatever. Anyway, it's a 2.25 millimeters. Can we all just stick with one measuring system? And millimeters would make sense because it's, measurement based. It's not, why am I going off on this? I don't dislike imperial measurements for cooking. It's just how I think. I think in imperial measurements. I don't know that will ever change. I don't know. I'm going to hush now. So yes, this is my sock. And the US 1, no, I can't even think. The US 1 needle is really making a better fabric. Less. See how it's all noodly up here? Not so much after I changed to a smaller needle. So yeah. Oh, and you came back in. Isn't that lovely that I had to stop the podcast and let you out? And now she's back. I left the door open, so she'll probably go back out. Another work in progress in my bird bag from Megan. This was so far advanced, and then I realized that, I screwed it up. Silver Spun from the Feel Good Yarn Company, and this was sent to me for review by Stitchcraft Marketing, and this has silver in it. It's cotton, silver, nylon, and spandex. Now, I don't know. I had misgivings about how this yarn was going to behave, and I thought it was going to be super stretchy, and without any basis for this other than my own assumptions, I cast on 44 stitches of a fingering weight because it seemed so stretchy. And then I knit about almost one full repeat of the Agatha Socks by Claire McAvoy of New Hampshire Knits, which is a super fun pattern. I really love it. I love pattern socks. I find they go faster for me. I'm like, I'll just finish this repeat, and before you know it, you're halfway done with the sock. So I was well on my way. In fact, I had knit all of this. And it dawned on me, as it does, that that thing was never going to fit. And I took it off the needles, didn't go over my heel, gave it to my daughter, didn't go over her heel. So we are back to a new ribbing. Now this yarn, I wasn't loving it. I have to admit, I wasn't loving it as I knit the ribbing the first time. And I think part of that is that I hate knitting ribbing. It feels like I'm just delaying getting to the good part. And as I started to knit the pattern repeat, I found that while it is not like wool, nor should it be because it isn't, it is quite enjoyable to knit. And it's got a lot of bounce and give, as does wool. And I can't say enough about it yet because I haven't knit that much with it, but it has excellent stitch definition. I guess it's a bit stickier than one would. I don't know, some wools can be sticky, some wools can be dry. It's just different. I don't know, this is not a full review yet because I've barely, I haven't knitted a full FO with it, but I am liking it more than I did when I started out, and I'm glad. Oh, great, look, I messed up there. That's kind of the story of everything lately. I messed up. What did I do there? Okay. At any rate, I will give you more information as I have it about this yarn. Although the sock pattern, I can say, I like it a lot. Agatha Fox. So yeah, I guess I should put this down and show you the next thing. I don't want to though. So it's rare that I have two socks on the needles, but it's just hard to get stuff done if you have more than one pair. It's hard to make progress. All right, just gotta finish this side of the loop, and then I will show you the next thing. All right, put this away. Silver spun, I'm very curious. I want these to be socks for me because they're supposed to have therapeutic benefits, and Lord knows I could use some therapy. Okay, let me show you my Threshold. This is the Threshold sweater by Melanie Berg. I'm knitting it out of Hazelknit's Artisan Sock in Big Wheel. Apparently I cannot speak yet because it's Monday morning. I actually haven't had any coffee. What time is it? 10:40. Zero coffee. That's why. The Quill colorway. And this is in my beautiful Holland Handmaids 9-patch bag. Now I have engaged both of my big wheels at this point. The construction is super cool, super interesting. So I have one big wheel in here and one big wheel right here. That's not too bad a representation of the color. Oh yeah, there's my sweater. So, I love me interesting construction. And so far this has got it in spades. So what is happening here? I've knit the top back. There's that twisted rib. The top back. So then you pick up and knit for one shoulder, you cast on stitches for the neck hole, and then you come over here and pick up and knit for the other shoulder, and then you start knitting down to the front. This is going to be now the fronts with the neck hole here. I won't say more than that. I love the yarn. The pattern is engaging. I really need to sort of commit myself to it. I'm too polygamous right now for my own good. And Alice is back out in the sunshine. So that's the Threshold sweater by Melanie Berg. A Golden Harvest Mason. I got this from a tropical fruit orchard in southern Florida, and it was full of honey from their orchard. Can I just say that place was buzzing with bees. Very, very happy bees, and it was some of the most delicious honey that I have ever had. papayas, mangoes, pineapples, bananas, breadfruit. Oh my gosh, I think they had 10 varieties of mangoes and we bought them all. Anyway, so I keep the jar as a lovely memory. Okay, last thing to show, works in progress wise, is my blankie. And this is the mitered sock yarn blanket by Shelley Kang, the Heathen Housewife. So this is from a square from my sock blank yarn. This is a square of Dirty on Purpose. This is a square of this very fun rainbow stuff. This is the St. Patrick's Day lollipop yarn sent to me by Janice Laficker. And I do believe that is all for now. This was a big square. This is very fun to wear as a little lap blanket now or a shawl, because it is chilly with the door open. It's not in the 70s yet. That is all for works in progress. Now, spinning. I have done a lot of fiber prep. I have done a lot of spinning. I have had crafting ADD this weekend. Just flip from one thing to the other, making a tiny bit of progress here and there. So I've done a ton of Shetland combing, and I'm going to do lots more this week because this fleece, Moneypenny from Ross Farm, is exquisite. It is also full of chaff. So I prefer to comb it outside where I can donate my scraps, the combing waste, to the birds, and also just let the chaff fall on the ground. So Moneypenny is a little Shetland, and her coloring is Emskit Caped Flecket. Emskit Flecket. Those are the Gaelic words for the Shetland colors. Some of them. I think there are 11 at least. So there's a nice strip of the Flecket, and it's bouncy and gorgeous, and I really cannot wait till this is all combed. So I have Maryland sheep and wool on the brain, and I know I'm gonna want to buy a fleece or two. And so I just feel like I need to devote myself to some prep of currently owned fleeces and probably some spinning as well. So there's some of the Emskit. Not the best little strip of combed stuff I have, but I can fix that. Just attenuate it. So yeah, lots of Shetland. I separated the colors out. I have all that still to do. And it's definitely got two types of fibers. There's a very, most of it is very crimpy and bouncy, but occasionally there will be a bit, because Shetland can be a dual-coated breed, and this sheep obviously has a little bit of that, but not a lot. There is a bit that's more wavy, and yeah, so a very fun fleece all around. Now, I spun, bam! I've been referring to this blend as Yogot. Now, why I haven't been calling it Go-Gurt, I don't know. But when I heard my friend Janice say, "Oh, that's your Go-Gurt," I was like, of course it is. Okay, yeah, I'm fresh from the shower. Hair is freshly washed, and I have done nothing to it, so. Anyway, this is 700 and some yards of Go-Gurt, which is a mix of Gotland and my fleece from the sheep called Yogurt. So hence Go-Gurt. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and the small braid that will go probably into my blanket because it's not the same amount of plies as the rest of it. This is a 4-ply. It's a worsted to Aran weight, and just depending on where you measure it, and it's marled. and I have plans for this. I'm nearly done. I'm nearly done with all of the yogurt. And that was a 5.5 pound fleece, and it's just going on and on and on. Which is why small fleeces like a Shetland or a Jacob can be really nice. And you can get a lot out of them. So let me show you, if I can, my plans for this particular yarn. I want to knit a vest. And I have a pattern in mind, and it's from the New England Knits book. And why can't... Okay, somebody closed Ravelry on my phone. Excuse me while I bring it up. So I think this is the perfect yardage for this particular vest, and I have a nice vest. And then it's not this, I'm like, why do I always have to feel like I have to spin for a sweater if it's from a fleece? Totally don't. Who needs sleeves? So this is a vest that has been on my radar since I bought the book I don't know, we'll find out how old, how old the pattern is. Pardon me, talk amongst yourselves. I'm sorry, this episode is a hot mess, guys. From the host to the content. La 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 la. I have lots of other spinning to show you all. Okay, New England Knits. Okay, while that's pulling up, I will take a moment to show you some other spinning. I finished my teasel, little bat, like a 1.5 to 2 ounce bat, 3-ply, all done on spindles. It's full of, I think, BFL and all sorts of other good stuff. Not sure what that will be used for. Maybe a bird of happiness. Probably some will go into my blanket. And I also finished these very precious poonies sent to me by my friend Christina. They were a Cormo Yak silk blend from Gourmet Stash. This is a 3-ply done on my African bead whirl spindle, and it is gorgeous. This will definitely go in my blanket. Now, when Flunez, my friend Sarah, was here last time, and thank you all for your lovely comments about that episode. She'll be with us once a month and doing her West Knits, her Year of West Knits thing, and I can't wait to see her, what she's chosen to knit next time. At any rate, after that episode, we sort of went into the fiber studio and went into the zen state of fiber prep, specifically making rologs and poonies. She had new hand cards, and we decided to give it a go. So, what do I have here? We pulled out bits and bobs from Hobbledehoy and Into the World. And she did some drum carding, and we made some rologs. Look at that! I made that rolog. Started spinning it. Here's another one. Some of them were better than others. See? Here is a Cormo rolog. Starting to be spun up. Bam. Big fat rologs on hand cards. And then we tried to make them skinnier. We put less fiber on there, and yeah, it came out pretty nice. I made some with Go-Gurt. These are, I don't know how these will spin up. I made some with just Cormo. I made some with just Gotland. So yeah, there was a learning curve, but it was very fun. So, so that was another whole fiber prep thing. Now, before I show you the rest of the spinning section, let me show you. This is called the Montague Bulky Vest. There it is. It's got, you can't see very well, it's got a big rib, and it does have lace along the sides, possibly the back. Yeah, here's the back. Yeah, there we go. So that's what my Go-Gurt is going to be turned into. Don't know when, but it will. Now these little Into the World odds and ends that they sell at festivals, I had them out, so I made a bat on my drum carder, and clearly it needed to be spun as singles, and it does need to be reskeined. It's been washed, and it's a mostly consistent single. I treadled very slowly on my Ladybug, and had it on the largest ratio. There's some thin bits, but this was a beautiful bat, and I wanted to preserve, you know, the colors had already been blended in these little tribbles. So I didn't want to muddy them. So I kept it as a single. I will weave with this. Now, my Cormo fleece, Genevieve. She was part of my, okay, let's get a handle on this fleece situation before Maryland Sheep and Wool, because I have a third of her fleece, and she is from Rockland's Farm in Pennsylvania. They raise Cormo, Rambouillet, and Border Leicesters. Genevieve won Best in Show at Rhinebeck, the Rhinebeck Fleece Show, and she was sheared by Emily Shamelin, who is the best shearer. I say so expertly as if I would know, but I did see her do a shearing demonstration and was, yeah, kind of have a crush. I will not lie. She's pretty awesome. Anyway, I did a first pass of all of this Cormo from Genevieve through the drum carder. So I have 3 bats. Boom, boom, boom. And these will, no, 4 bats. Excuse me, 4 bats. No. These will need to go back at least one more time to smooth them out. Genevieve was coated, so there's very little veg matter. She's so bouncy and crimpy. She's still got quite a bit of lanolin. So here is a big mess of her fleece that is washed. There is a lock right here. It's a pretty, for Cormo, you know, they have the blocky locks. Can you see the crimp in there? Yeah. So this has been washed, so it looks quite different. It is just pure gorgeousness. And it's a good 3.5 inches. So lovely length on her, and you guys saw the bats, just adorable. So I'm pleased, very pleased with the progress I've been making on that. It opens the doors to more fleece buying. Okay, the last fibery thing to show you is it's a club. So if you are part of the Highland Handmaids Fiber of the Month Club, I'm not sure what she calls it. I think that's what she calls it. Look away, okay? Fast forward. I'm going to show it, okay? Because it's an acquisition. But if you don't want to see yet, then don't look. So this is Cheviot, as I believe they call it in the borders of England and Scotland. Cheviot, and 4 ounces. And this is the Iris colorway. I think Cheviot is a down breed. I think. Oh, and I have to look that up. I should have looked that up already. Ay, hot mess. That might have to be the title. I should ask Siri. I don't know. Let's see if Siri knows what I'm talking about. Is Cheviot a down breed? She's thinking.
Let me think. Here's what I found on the web for a Cheviot down breed.
Yeah, she didn't even get the spelling right. What about, is Cheviot a down breed?
I'm on it. Okay, I found this on the web for a Cheviot down breed.
Okay. I think it's a down breed. And it is also traditionally the wool that is used to knit kilt hose, as in for kilts. You know, the beautiful knee highs. I'm just picturing a man in a kilt right now. Anyway, so I thought, I will make sock yarn with it. And now I can't let this go. I'm going to have to search. So I want to make sock yarn with it. And did you all see what Joanna Spring and Susan B. Anderson did? Yeah. Joanna Spring spun some yarn and Susan B. Anderson knit it after she received it as a gift. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So when I received the Iris colorway, I folded the fiber in half and broke it horizontally. And then I took the first, here it is, I took the first, it's got this also, turquoisey, took the first half and spun it end to end, so 2 ounces right here. I will chain ply it, and it will have long color runs. Now the second half I broke into thirds horizontally as well. So I didn't do any vertical stripping. These are all the colors. I have the first third of this part on the wheel. It's almost done. And so these 3 I will do as a traditional 3-ply. And then I will alternate them as I knit the socks, because I'm totally copying. And plus, this is a sock wool. So let's see. So yes, it is a breed of white-faced sheep which gets its name from a range of hills in the North Northumberland and the Scottish borders. I was right, it's from the borders. Oh gosh, oh, precious. So they don't have a woolly face. Let's see. It's a dual purpose. They're not going to tell me. Oh, I wish I had my Fleece and Fiber source book. Okay, shame on me. That'll be my research for next week to let you all know once the fiber's spun up. See, that's it for fiber. Okay, I have one acquisition. Because when do I not have an acquisition? But this is actually not anything I bought or not anything I expected to receive. You recognize the flag. That is the Chilean flag. And my uncle is married to a woman from Chile, and they recently took a trip to Chile, and she brought me back a bag of wool. Now this smells suspect to me. Like, I hope she's not watching this, because she's like, wool, Emily, of course. And that's a lovely sentiment. Let me just break into it. Oh, you know what? It's not that bad. It just smells like air freshener and like mothballs underneath. I'm not a fan. I'm hugely not a fan of mothballs. Huge pet peeve of mine. As well as people who say height. Don't do that. That's not the word. It's height. No, it's confusing because there's width and length, but it's height. Look at how it's spelled, people. Don't make me come after you. Okay. Yeah, so that's some nice Chilean wool, and I will do something with it. Probably, hey, put it outside and let it air out. Okay. I do have an Ask Fiber Town. And I'm laughing because I can't navigate to the page to see what it says or who said it. I remember what the question is, though. Oh my goodness. And what's more, I hope that's not a piece of the innards of this thing. All right. So the question asked, what do you do when you have a ton of whips and no motivation to finish them? Okay. see if it works again. This is a really good question. And I wish I could get, okay, I'm connected again. I can give credit to the asker. Okay. I imagine you were all sitting at your screens going, yeah. And I imagine also that you have some ideas. Oh, SF Chick, who is Raina from Red Lion. See, I thought she was going to be from San Francisco. Where are you from? Pennsylvania, Red Lion, York area. Oh, she's got a cool story in her Ravelry page. All right, anyway, she asks, what do you do when you have a basket full of projects and no desire to finish them? Burnout. Is that burnout? I mean, if you classify it as a burnout, then maybe you just need a break. But if it's just like you lose your mojo, I live in fear of that. But really, that happens all the time to folks, and nothing is permanent, right? That helps to remember that will pass eventually. I would say my number one trick for getting remotivated is watching podcasts. Think about it. There's so much inspiration seeing what other people are doing. And it could mean that you're going to cast on a bunch of new stuff, but it might spark something in you that's like, I should finish that one thing I have on the needles. Now, if it's been on the needles for a long time and you've fallen out of love with it, you give yourself permission to rip that sucker out. And then it's one less thing weighing on you. And I find that inexplicably, did I say that right? I need coffee, people. That if I have too much yarn, if I have too many projects, it weighs on me. And that's one reason I got rid of all of those sock scraps. I had used a lot of those sock scraps already for my blanket that I am still wearing. I hadn't realized. And I just felt like they were holding me back somehow. And it was really liberating to send them off to new homes. I had so much. I sent the total amount weighed at the post office was, I think 3.5 pounds. 3.5 pounds of scraps that I sent to folks who got in touch with me. And now my scraps are well curated and they're manageable. They're in one gigantic basket, but still, they are approachable. And it doesn't feel like I'm never going to see the bottom of them. That could still possibly happen, but it was times a million with all those other pounds of scraps. So maybe thin the herd, bring it down and see if that helps. I don't know, what else do you guys recommend? Maybe take a break. Find a book series that you love and spend some time reading instead. Maybe just cast on a plain sock while you read on your Kindle. If you're not familiar with knitting while not looking, my son, my 8-year-old, can do it, as he said on the podcast, so you can too. Maybe it'll come back. A change of seasons often helps with that. Oh, goodness. All right, so I'm sure I will think of other things as we go along, and I hope you do too, and send SF Chick your best tips for it as well on the episode thread. All right, folks, it's almost 45 minutes. This is the end of the Hot Mess podcast. Thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed it in all its messiness, and until next time, take care.